How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good?
Good to see you.
Always.
What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
How's it going? Good, how are you?
Everybody's at MTA because they want what MTA stands for, and they're willing to make the trip here to MTA because they recognize the opportunities that are available for them.
I can sit in class and look in front of me, have a kid from Chicago to the right of me, a kid from Philly, and back of me, a kid from Chile.
We're not all in the same school because we live down the block from one another. Instead, our students are united in those core belief systems, in their hashkafa and what they want out of high school.
Everyone's coming from different communities to create this one massive Lion family.
Our vision is really to personalize the educational experience for each and every Talmud.
When students are engaged in hands-on learning, they're actually interacting with the material, they're driving their own learning, and they're finding what's meaningful for them.
We are opening up the classroom so that teachers can observe each other and learn from each other, learn best practices from each other. Teachers can meet in professional learning communities where they are going to learn about different things that are taking place both nationally, internationally, and educational trends.
The core of MTA is the Rebbe-Talmud relationship, which is cultivated by a Rebbe having just one group of Talmidim throughout the day.
They always want to continue their relationships outside of school, not just once you're done with their shiur or their class. That's it. You always keep in contact with them.
On the first day of school this year, I walked into Shachris and I saw my freshman Rebbe standing there, and I went over to him, and I gave him a hug, he gave me a hug. Felt like I was home.
Yoni was in 11th grade and he was studying for an AP Calc exam, and he was on the phone for a long time, and he got off the phone and I said, "Oh, you're studying with your friends?" And he said, "No, I'm studying with Dr. Berliner."
It's such an incredible feeling knowing that I could just pick up the phone at any time, call my Rebbe, whether it's a question that I'm working on in a Gemara or just I'm having a hard time with something. It's also such an incredible experience to be around the table with your Rebbe and see how they act at a Shabbos meal with their families, how they interact with other people.
I hope that my Talmidim realize that they have somebody in their corner, someone who they can always turn to, cares very, very deeply about them, both in Gashmis and Ruchnis, and is always there for them, even beyond 4 years at MTA.
To see them last year at the end of the year was just unbelievable.
My freshman year we did Mako, sophomore year we did Moed Katan. This year we're hoping to finish Tanit. It's great that they do it every year.
The moment of dancing in the circle together with my Rebbe from this past year, my Rebbe's from years before in MTA, and celebrating the Torah and Torah accomplishments was an incredible experience.
I think the most important thing that I've learned at MTA over my time is not only how to be a leader, but the right way to become a leader, but also outside the classroom in the clubs and leading those, and how to work my way back, starting from the classroom, from the Rebbe, and how I apply it everywhere.
I think one of our core missions is to prepare our students to be committed Jews and leaders in the real world. This school environment really represents what a real-world community is all about.
The Yeshiva Fellowship is an amazing opportunity to be part of a group of over 100 Talmidim who are all serious, all want to grow together.
The Makor Chaim exchange program. It's basically when a group of MTA students goes to Israel. They learn in Yeshiva at Makor Chaim for 6 weeks or so. Makor Chaim sends students back to America. You're learning with the Israelis, you're in their culture, you're going on Tiyulim.
I learned so much about it, like a real Israeli yeshiva. I really came away with friendships that I will take with me for the rest of my life.
The most wonderful opportunity our students have is the ability in the senior year to take college courses. That's why we have students taking courses like the architecture of the synagogue or medieval philosophy, things that you wouldn't normally find in a high school.
Sign me up.
Well, you were once a student here.
I was.
One of the amazing things that we have here at MTA is we have access to all of what YU has to offer. Every single day they see what it means to be a Ben Torah who's just a few years older than them, and they have something to look up to.
If you want to take certain AP courses, you can do that. You could even take college classes in YU like I'm doing this year. It really gives you a rounded experience, but all within the scope of how to be a Ben Torah and a Yarei Shamayim.
Everywhere I look, there's YU guys talking to one of our Talmidim, other Talmidim, schmoozing with another YU guy. It's an incredible experience for our boys to be part of a live, thriving Beis Medrash.
When our new president, Rabbi Dr. Ari Berman, an alum of Yeshiva University High School for Boys, had his investiture, he spoke about how YU really stands at the cusp between tradition and progression. We are the oldest modern Orthodox Yeshiva high school, now over 100 years old, and at the same time that notion of progress, that notion of always looking forward and finding that cutting edge is so powerful.
And you really get the sense of the Masorah here.
When you get to MTA and you get to YU and you start hearing of the concept of Torah Mada, I think MTA offers every single student comes through its doors a way to unite those two and a way to allow each student to pursue their own interest without sacrificing in the other branch.
One of the exciting things in the STEM lab is the large amount of space that we have, and it allows students to really interact with the materials, such as our 3D printers, our digital multimeters, the CNC machine, the soldering stations. Students are able to really develop their projects, not just use the tools, but design the project that they need in order for the tools to be successful.
Our students are so excited to learn Gemara, and they love it, and they want to see it, and they want to touch it, and I really think the technology can make it come alive.
Chess team, math team, choir, basketball, fencing. There's really a plethora of opportunities for every single student.
Every kid could find something that they're interested in.
The fact that they started offering late night buses.
Yes.
They didn't do that with our older boys,
No.
and then they
No.
realized there's so many extracurricular opportunities, but if they're getting boys from all over many different areas, then they have to accommodate us, and they did.
One of my favorite days of the whole school year is when the school as a whole goes to Camp Monroe, and we get to play sports with our Rebbeim, play sports with all of our friends, all the teachers come. Just a great way to interact with the teachers and the Rebbeim and finish up the school year on a really high note.
I really liked freshman hike. All freshmen got together, had an amazing hike. We really got to meet each other and hang out.
Yeshiva White Shabbaton, they're awesome to go on a Shabbaton with all of your friends and enjoy.
I take students on some very special trips. In one case, we went to the top of the George Washington Bridge with the chief engineer of the bridge. They were actually standing on top of the bridge. You can't buy a trip like that at Disneyland or Great Adventure anywhere else.
Benji, can you give me 3 words that really describe what MTA is all about?
Okay, I would say warmth, opportunity, and learning. The Rebbeim here really help instill in us a love for learning.
You know, when you see a kid come in as a 9th grader and, you know, a little bit hesitant, a little bit scared, and you just see how he finds his home here. Just a special experience.
Students who will still just have that freshness about them, reaching for the stars. That is such an opportunity for a teacher. I don't think anyone could turn it down.
I have an 8th grader. He just wants to come to MTA because he sees how happy his brothers are.
I view these years as a launching pad for their life. When I reflect back on Ellie's past 4 years here, I think that he's been challenged. He's been challenged in the base midrash. He's been challenged in his mock trial journey. He's been challenged on the hockey field. And as a result of that, I just watched this wonderful young man emerging, somebody who is so invested in his Torah values, in his sense of self and individuality, and I give so much credit to this institution and so much hakar satov.